wonder if you... Oh shit, damn! Oh snap, look at you! Oh, you've been working out? All right, give me a second. Damn, I see you. Your gains are paying off. You looking phenomenal. Now, while a lot of the characters in Dragon Ball Z outgrew Scouters, I personally still think they'd be fun to have in real life, just analyzing and looking at someone's physical stats and seeing them improve week by week. But alas, it's looked at as foolish science fiction to entertain, rather than something that will have some merit in the future. Though realistically, the tech that we have will be building up to this one day. I would not be surprised. But that brings me to the topic of today's video, looking at stuff from fiction and analyzing it with our real world knowledge, and when is it too far and when is it just right. For example, sometimes on my YouTube channel, I'll get the occasional,
he knows it's just a cartoon, right? Why is he taking this shit so seriously?
They always made me giggle because it's clear that the person didn't watch the video before commenting, because like I literally say in all those videos, I do not take this stuff too seriously. Let's just have fun here and look at this as a fun hypothetical or something along those lines every single time. I've done several videos in the past talking about how, well, shit anime training actually would be if you attempted it in real life, because a good amount of people who write those stories, they're not fitness experts, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the way they design like the training programs is based on like, you know, the fact that most of the planet is not fitness experts. There are 8 billion plus people on this planet, not every one of them is a fitness expert. So when they do it, it's just like, oh, put in some push-ups, put in some sit-ups, this guy can now punch God. And it's like, okay, cool, but then they also have these other crazy things, and it's like, yeah, no, if you did that in real life, you would either die or you would tear this muscle, you get this impingement, you probably get rhabdomyolysis just from the overuse injuries, and it's absolutely insane. So I always thought it was fun to look at those and analyze those, because that's what I went to college for. I'm a personal trainer, but also I've been like a weeb my entire life. Not only do I have my college degree, but I also have like various certifications, years of experience from training people since 2010, and like years of books I had to read through for this. Like I have still got all my freaking books here, like all of them. And I also have various notebooks of stuff because I actually use my body as a laboratory, which is what I always encourage y'all to do. All right, test out different training routines, test out different diets, see what works best for you, and see if it works for you, because not everyone is the same. Everybody is different, reacts differently, so you have to be able to track it and know it. So I can tell you anything. I've tried various diets, stuff like that, and that is why I'm so passionate about this sort of stuff that I talk about, because like just years of studying all this stuff and then looking at various like stuff I was a massive fan of when I was a little kid, it's just so fun to me. And then, you know, one of the things I always look at is like the correlation of training they were given versus the physiques they achieve, because a lot of them will always get these freaking, you know, He-Man physiques, these juiced up, roided up, like I'm on stage bodybuilder prep physiques or fitness model physiques from the type of training they're doing, and I'm like, that realistically wouldn't correlate with what they were shown doing, and I always love to break that down. For example, a couple months ago, I did a video talking about how to build jacked athletic muscle and how a lot of people will actually misconstrue something due to the swimmer's body illusion, where they'll see someone do an activity and think, if I do that activity, I will build the exact body that that person has. So if a person starts swimming a lot, they think they'll build a body like, you know, Michael Phelps. If a person starts boxing, they think they'll get jacked like Mike Tyson. That's just not the case at all. It's of various factors. Go watch that video if you want to learn more. But let's use Goku as an example of this. Of course, like, you know, toned down to human levels, even though he's a Saiyan. But the whole thing of a lot of people want to look like Goku. They want to be jacked like Goku. They don't necessarily want to be athletic in martial arts or have the cardio and all this other great stuff that, you know, Goku is known for. So for example, someone may be like, okay, yeah, I'm as jacked as Goku and mirror the image, but they won't be able to, you know, fight for rounds like a boxer or kick like, you know, an MMA fighter because they didn't train that skill set. Like, the thing about fighting is it does not matter what your physique looks like as long as you are just consistent and build up the skills and stuff like that. For example, Anderson Silva and Simeon Panda, I brought this up before, but yeah, like Anderson Silva is way more physically skilled than Simeon Panda when it comes to martial arts and fighting. Simeon Panda is great at like weightlifting and, you know, looking phenomenal and stuff like that. But when it comes to actual implementation of like, you know, functional skill or stuff like that, Anderson Silva has him outclassed, even if he does not look as aesthetic as Simeon does. So that's the same thing with a lot of people who are fans of Goku and want to mirror him, but they don't necessarily do the type of training that would allow them to be an athletic fighter. And I'm starting to get like really passionate about this sort of stuff just because I love to talk about it. But I want to say this right now, and this is not a diss to anyone who lives this. I personally understand that like I could use this knowledge for just like, you know, generic fitness videos. Like, oh, let's just talk about generic workout stuff, generic fitness and anatomy. I have all the information here. I like to transfer it to this stuff I grew up with and all this other nerdy stuff because that's who I am. But one of the reasons I work so hard to like do what I do is because just the idea of living that, you know, standard thing that they talked about like in, you know, Powerpuff Girls or SpongeBob and stuff like that, where it's just like the very respectable, I will say this right away, very respectable 9-to-5 life where it's just like, you know, every day is very similar. I got my stuff, I'm locked in, I do this, like very average sort of routine. I personally would not like thrive in that sort of environment. And I know countless others who feel the same way I do, but decide to go that route because many made them feel like if you don't do this, then you are just a straight up man-child or an adult child in general. And I gotta just debunk that right from the get-go, because here's the facts. The only time that you will be considered an adult child is if you have to constantly be taken care of by others and you do not take any responsibility for any of your actions. If you enjoy and have tastes in animation, video games, superheroes, nerd stuff, anime, collecting figures, cosplay, that is fine. If you can also pay your bills, know how to act in public and not be a nuisance, be mature when the situation calls for it, take care of your house, feed yourself properly, handle your responsibilities, admit when you're wrong, and do all the adulting things when you need to. And when I say pay bills, I'm talking about specifically those people who are like, oh, I just bought this very expensive thing that I wanted and it looks cool, but because I bought it, I can't pay rent. Like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? If you cannot do or will not do any of those things that I just mentioned, then yeah, a lot of people will look at you as an adult child and they probably would not be in the wrong in that regard. And this goes for people who don't even have those tastes I mentioned earlier. If you can't do those things, they are very, very important. Also, willingness to ask, learn, and listen will only help you grow so much further as a person, all right? To humble yourself down, to put the ego to the side. So many people become obstinate that they will not like allow themselves to grow. And if you can learn to develop emotional intelligence and also critical thinking skills in addition, you will grow so much more. You will have so much more bang for your buck and so much stuff will benefit you in the long run. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. The internet is just a naturally hyperbolic place. So a lot of people who are like you're in that normie category will typically, you know, try to galvanize people against you in a lot of regards. Like, oh, okay, this person's a freaking loser, okay? No woman's ever gonna like you, and everyone's gonna think you're a freaking dork, you're pathetic, and all this other stuff. When that is just not the case, especially if you go to conventions. Like, bro, you can meet tons of beautiful women at conventions who also like cosplay these characters and you can have nerd conversations with. Like, it's awesome. You'll also meet tons of people in your age group who will recognize that niche thing that you like and it's like, yeah, let's go. Hell, let these fictional shows inspire you to take up a real world hobby that's only gonna be more fun for your life, all right? Like, I've gotten so many of those, like martial arts, boxing, dance class, etc. Like, there's just so much stuff that you can pick up from and be like, oh, I wanna try that in real life, and boom, you're going. And again, a thing with me is, if it's not already obvious, I am a colossal dork. A geek, a nerd. I have been one since childhood, and so when I gained my muscles and stuff like that, all it did was coat what I already am. There's a lot of people out there who like once they become like, you know, super hot and fit, they change their entire personality. Not me. I'm still that dorky person. Like, there are def points where I wish I could be just, you know, effortlessly cool or funny or naturally charismatic like a lot of my friends are, where it's just like, oh man, it just comes so easy to you, like you're just so quick-witted and stuff like that. But alas, no, I am just that dork. And I think that's like the benefit in the regard, because I'm just more comfortable being myself. I don't want to put on this mask and be fake and attract all this fake stuff. I want to just be myself, and the people who like that are cool, and the people who don't like it, they leave, and it's just like, you know, win-win. I fucking love being able to geek out and talk to someone about stuff like, you know, how when Tai was so angry and rushing Agumon to digivolve to his ultimate form, it caused this abnormal reaction. Instead of digivolving to Metal Greymon, he digivolved to Skull Greymon. Now, Skull Greymon is a phenomenal design, but whenever you see it, it's like, what trauma did that Agumon go through to turn into this beast? Because it's such... And then being able to switch over to like health and fitness stuff and talk about how doing these certain exercises will actually improve your mitochondria efficiency and blood capillarization, which will allow you to do exercises for longer periods of time without fatiguing and actually boost your natural energy. I sincerely love this shit. And I know, like, you know, post the great anime shift, as people called it, that anime's just become a lot more mainstream, and that's awesome to see that a lot of people are choosing it. And though there are some things, I'm not trying to be gatekeepy at all, don't even like try to play with that sort of stuff. There have been some times I've noticed that, like, oh, I want to go look up this thing, and I watch it, and it feels more like, oh, this is popular in Google Trends, so I'm just going to use this because I know it'll get clicks. But it sometimes doesn't feel like the person has a genuine interest in what they're talking about, sadly. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. So stuff like that, like, again, like, you know, no shame, no gatekeeping, anything like that, but like, that is something I'm so passionate about this stuff. I love this stuff, so I always love to do these videos on it. And another reason I'm doing this video is, like, going off the video I made last week about time and helping people with their time management, is there are a lot of people out there that, like, you know, wait till it's too late, and it's like, you know, I really was trying to enjoy this stuff, but I felt like I had to hold it in. I felt like I had to hide it away because of all the people around me. And I want to say, nah, bro, you ain't alone. Like, if you're in the comment section right now, go ahead, comment. You are not alone. The entire thing of my, like, you know, subscribers who watch this will probably get like 10K views or something like that. It's fine. But all these people who watch you, they got your back too. So I want you to know you are not alone. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. And the people who make you feel like shit about them, fuck them. I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck them. Show them this video. Fuck you, little nigga. But if you made it this far in the video, type I have no peak in the comments down below, because it shows you that, like, it doesn't matter. I have no peak. I will always evolve. I will keep evolving. I will keep moving forward. I'll keep doing all this stuff that I want to do, and I will not feel bad about it. All right? As long as you're not hurting anyone, don't feel bad about, like, your interests, or as long as you're not doing anything bad or anything like that. That's the key thing right there. But remember, like I always say, like, if you want any of the programs I have, check out my stuff on sale. I'm actually working on a 5-month special thing that I should do a video on, like, either Monday or Sunday, that you'll see it soon. And then also I have, like, a free thing I'm giving away in the pinned comment below. And if you want any more videos like this, just check out my, like, playlist. I got tons to help you. I have a Improve My Life playlist for people out there who want to just start rebuilding their lives all the way up. And of course, if you want me to coach you, like one-on-one coaching, group coaching, all that stuff like that, just shoot me a message there, and then I can get started helping you out. But remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai. You got this. Now I'm going back to watching DBZ because I fucking can.